Minister for Regional Reorganization and Development, Dan Ablorh-Adjei, has urged the police to deal with all persons involved in Tuesday's violence in Salaga that was triggered by the selection of Damango as the capital for the new Savannah region. Some angry residents of Salaga went on rampage and set a new Patriotic Party office on fire shortly after the announcement by President Akufo-Addo. Speaking at the Jubilee House today during the presentation of the constitutional instrument for the creation of the Bono East region, Dan Ablorh-Adjei said such acts of violence will not be condoned. City News' Sami Wiafe has more.
The violence, which saw the destruction of properties and the burning down of the MPP constituency office in Salaga, was to protest the naming of Damango as the regional capital. The timely intervention by the police prevented the irate youth from burning down the district assembly building as well as the DCE's bungalow. However, Minister of Regional Reorganization and Development, Dan Ablorh-Adjei, says it was surprising for such an act to take place when the chiefs and people of the Savannah region proposed that Damango becomes the regional capital. He asked that such acts will not be accepted and called on all well-meaning Ghanaians to condemn it.
Now let's go to Parliament. The Privileges Committee of the House has found Adanse Central MP Kennedy Agyapong guilty of contempt. It has therefore recommended a reprimand or suspension for the rest of the session of Parliament. According to a report cited by City News, Mr. Agyapong is guilty of contempt for using words that connote that Parliament is cheap and useless. City News' Duke Opoku-Mensah was in Parliament and has come through with this report.
Majority Leader Osei Mensah Bonsu did not waste time in moving an amendment to the Right to Information Bill to delay its commencement to a year after its passage. After some reservations from the minority, the amendment was, however, approved by the entire House. On the matter of the Privileges Committee sanctions against Adanse Central MP Kennedy Agyapong, the House did not consider it, even though it was programmed on the order paper to be considered today. The consideration of the Right to Information Bill is nearing its closure. Barring any introduction of new amendments, per what we're told by the chairperson of the committee, the bill is on its way to the third reading stage where it will be finally approved. Also, the House has not taken the committee report, the Privileges Committee report, on the matter of contempt regarding Adanse Central MP Kennedy Agyapong.
Former President John Dramani Mahama and the leadership of the opposition National Democratic Congress NDC have told members of the diplomatic corps that the brutalities witnessed during the Ayawaso West Wuogon by-election were simply an indication of how violent the new Patriotic Party administration had been historically, presenting what they called undeniable evidence to the diplomats at a meeting in Adanse. Mr. John Mahama and the NDC said they expect political violence to escalate ahead of election 2020 if the government is not put in check. Nathan.
Meanwhile, after the meeting with members of the diplomatic corps, City News' Richard Mensah caught up with the former president in an exclusive interview where he expatiated further on his allegations concerning the MPP and why he thinks vigilantism poses a threat to the 2020 elections.
Definitely, those operating on the day were not the regular police service. They were being passed off as the SWAT. The warning signals have been sounded by many security experts, and they have told us that vigilantism is the single biggest threat to our democracy. This has been escalating since 2012, if you remember, with the formation of invisible forces and things. Before all this began, there used to be isolated groups, Boku Boys, Bamba Boys and things. It's gone one level up.
This is Ablorh-Adjei, part of the greater Accra region. Now, when you drive through this part of town, everything looks okay. Buildings are coming up. You can tell that the road is being worked on. You can tell that people are living their lives normally. But if you dig deeper, you will come face to face with a menace that is afflicting many homeowners and many people who have tried to set up homes and businesses here. I'm talking about the menace of land guards. People who go around demolishing homes and structures, and sometimes the walls of people who have invested money into trying to set up houses, factories, businesses, whatever, in this part of the Greater Accra region. We'll dig further to get a good understanding as to who has been affected and why this problem is cropping up in this day and age where Ghana wants to take strides forward as a country. So I've been joined by one of the residents here who happens to be a victim of the activities of land guards who are going around demolishing people's structures on lands they have bought and have the legal titles to. Can you tell us your experience with these land guards?
I have not had any issue with land guards until recently. This land was acquired sometime in 2002 with a title, everything from the Lands Commission. We started developing it. So far, we spent over $300,000 to develop this place and make it into an event center. We test ran it in November and hoping to open it to the public in February this year. And suddenly the whole place has been raised to the floor, raised to the ground. The caretaker here, I actually reassigned him to a different property, and he only came in the morning of the day they came to do the demolition, and he called me desperately that there are bulldozers here demolishing the place. I rushed here, I went to the Adanse police, informed the commander, and I came here. And when I came, truthfully, yes, the place have been demolished. So the Adanse police said they didn't know who were responsible.
On your plot, can you also tell us your experience with these unknown people who go around giving the people here a lot of trouble?
Yeah, we bought this plot around about 205, and the indenture which we processing through title registry was dated 205, and we fenced completely around this plot, waiting to tie into our plans. You know, you have to send kids to school, and then so just waiting so that it will tie into our plans. So I will develop the place. I think Sunday after the Sunday after Christmas, we were in church when we got a call that bulldozers had come in at dawn and then broken up this frontage. They've broken the gate and leveled up this place.
So if I get you right, this entire extent, that was where the walls were.
The wall.
Okay.
And the gate is just at the end there.
Okay.
So they broke the bulldoze. In fact, since the bulldoze, we haven't even touched anything. They bulldoze everything.